Here's the underside of my tank. I'm going to have a lot of good tips here. First tip, stability. The most important part of a reef. I've got my Bubble Magus triple dosing pump that's dosing all day long. In the center here, I've got my BRS dual reactors. Here's a tip for BRS reactors. Make sure you get the singles, not the doubles. Gives you a little bit more controllability. Up top here, I've got my power strip on a rod, including my light. Rods are a great use of space and allow you to use that negative space underneath your tank. My controllers are all on these nice little Velcro straps, so I can take them off, I can put them on, I can do whatever I need to do. Down here I've got my UV sterilizer. I like using them. There's a lot of debate, we won't get into it, but if you're going to run them, make sure your pump never runs dry. Notice, there's no light right here. Turns out I burn out my bulb. As we move over towards the middle of the tank, this is my 20-gallon sump. I used a 20-gallon because it's the only thing I could fit in my stand. On the right here, I've got a Mag 9 return. I've got a do-it-yourself probe holder for my. It's going to use my auto top-offs. I have a little bit of a manifold. One side goes to my reactors, the other side goes to my fuse. As we look up to the top, here's my power supply. I'll move that out of the way because I can. I have all of my stuff mounted vertically over top of my tank. Everything is labeled. I would say make sure to label everything. If you need to pull a wire quickly, like a return pump or a skimmer that's flooding, it's labeled, you know where it's going to be. Now, I'm not using my Reef Angel controller right now because most of my things control themselves, so that's where you have it. Down here I've got my titanium heaters. I got 2 of them for redundancy just in case. Here's a great tip. Use an oversized skimmer. This is a Super Reef Octopus 2000 internal. It's rated for up to 200 gallons, I think. I have this little tube that comes off with a little ball valve. This is so I can drain my skimmer when it starts getting full without having to take it out because I have space issues. These big plastic things are $5 sock holders. As you can see, I'm using a fine mesh sock instead of the felt socks. They're a little bit easier to clean. As we come across, notice all my plumbing is flexible tubing. I don't have any rigid plumbing. The reason why I went with that is because flexible tubing is easier to change, and I didn't know exactly where I was going to be sitting. I might upgrade that, paint it, make it look really nice in the future. We'll see. For my refugium, I have a separate refugium. I always like refugiums that I can turn off just in case. This thing's full of Cato algae, it's full of mangrove leaves, and it's full of evil crabs that I banished from my system. Up top, I'm using a Marineland Reef Capable on another one of those cool little dowels because it helps you use space. The Marineland Super